Just had a skill session with Ben Cottrell and we're looking at toes to bar. Ben struggles to string together multiple reps. So as you can see there, Ben can hit one toes to bar no problem, and then when we go for that second, everything kind of falls apart a little bit, which is a common problem. I'm sure people watching this can relate to that. Ben's quite a capable athlete. He's been training for a while. He's been training for a couple of years with us now. He's got good strength levels and he's got good fitness levels. Quite limited on flexibility, but not enough to limit the movement. So when we're looking at a skill, we'll follow a process and look at the prerequisites to make sure that we are strong enough and flexible enough to be doing those movements. So what we're going to check first is strength. So has Ben got the strength to be performing toes to bar? If he hasn't, then that's something we need to work on. Okay, so we need strength in the midline and the hip flexors, which are the midline as well. So as we get to this position here, Ben pulls up through his stomach aggressively and he compresses his hips and pulls it through his hip flexors. And we can see that that's happening quite aggressively with Ben. Those of you who haven't got the strength, you'll find that as you pull up or start to pull from here, those legs just don't want to go any higher than where they are now. But Ben's got quite strong midline and he's come up, no problem. So he's got enough strength to be performing this movement. There's another area that we need to check strength on, and that is our lats and our shoulder girdle. So if you look at Ben's head as he goes through the movement, you'll also notice that his head starts to raise up towards the bar as well. Okay, and that's because he's pulling down through his lats and his shoulder girdle here, and that angle that I've just drawn there will shorten, and that helps him drive up. Okay, so he's got enough strength there as well. However, that could be better, and that's something that we're going to get him working on to improve that strength in that area. But the strength is pretty good. You can see the head moves up, you can see the midline fires up towards the bar. So we know he's got enough strength. The next thing we'll look at is flexibility. Are you flexible enough? Are you mobile enough to be hitting this movement? Two areas that we need to be flexible in to hit a toes to bar: our thoracic spine. So as I'm here now, are my shoulders and my thoracic flexible enough for my head to come through? Okay, and a lot of people that are new to these kind of movements or tight in this area will find that if they try and kick forwards like that, they just can't bring their head through. Ben is quite tight in this position. He's notoriously tight in his shoulders and his thoracic, but actually this isn't bad at all, and he's got enough flexibility there to be performing the movement. So not bad at all, and definitely something he should be working on, but there's definitely not enough of an issue there for us to say you can't do toes to bar. So he's got enough flexibility to achieve the movement. Okay, if you can't get your head through at all there, or your shoulders are hurting, you need to be doing some shoulder work, crossover symmetry, pec loosening off with foam rolling, front shoulders, all the lats and all of these things with a foam roller or a ball or a massage therapist. Okay, the other area we need to be flexible in is our hamstrings. Okay, if our hamstrings are super tight, if we can't touch our toes, then as soon as we try and pull our toes up to the bar there, those hamstrings are going to stop us from getting those toes up. Ben, again, is quite tight in this area, but actually not tight enough to stop him from getting up there. Improving that flexibility will help him be more comfortable, but he's got enough flexibility to achieve the movement. So he is passing the tests as such. So the next thing that we look at, timing and tensioning in the static positions. Okay, so we need to be able to achieve the movement. It's quite a skillful movement, so we need to be able to time things right and fire everything together. So he needs to simultaneously fire his midline and his lats, which you can see is actually happening. Okay, he's doing that quite well. As his toes are coming up towards the bar, he's also pulling down on the bar. The issue starts about here, just before his toes get to the bar. His lats are starting to switch off, and his head, you see there, is starting to come down before his toes hit the bar. Okay, if that's happening, you'll never be able to string together multiple reps because it screws up your next rep, your next kick. So Ben needs to improve his tension at the top of that pull. So it's a combination of being stronger at the top. I'm just going to pause it when he gets there. Excuse my son. So as he gets to here, look, and you just see just before those toes hit the bar, the head starts to come down. So that head needs to still be raising or remaining raised in that top position as his toes touch the bar. So we're going to get Ben doing some work to improve this strength at the top here, and that's going to be by way of knees to elbows, which he's essentially doing there anyway, but just get him to string those knees to elbows together to strengthen that position. And we're going to get him doing some holds, so where he essentially does one toes to bar, but he does it really aggressively, and he squeezes and concentrates more on squeezing down for those lats at the top and holding it and hanging around there for a little bit. So just spending a split second there. And we'll get him doing that with every minute on the minutes, or every 30 seconds. We'll get him doing a few reps for 5 minutes or something like that, just to strengthen up that top position. So that's his strength work there. And then the second piece we're going to get him focusing on mainly at the moment, as well as all his flexibility work, is pulling the toes down from the bar. Okay, so as he gets to the toes to the bar there, he really needs to concentrate on aggressively pulling the toes down, which he's actually not doing too badly here, and pulling himself back into a Superman position. Okay, so we're going to do some drills with him where we get him to just get his toes up to the bar and then force him to pull them down. And then the last piece, but the most important piece I'd suggest, is this Superman position. So I've kind of started at the end of the rep there, but really we should focus at the beginning here. This Superman position. So this is pretty good, Superman or bow, but as we see there's a big bend in the knees here, so that's lost tension. And also his feet are nowhere near each other. Okay, his feet should be touching, they should be together, he should be pointing his toes, and he should be a real tight straight line. But the feet are apart, and this is lost tension. If you watch any gymnasts, they're super neat in these positions. So we're also going to get Ben doing some Superman kipping work, where he just works on these two positions that he's doing at the beginning here. This to this. We're just going to get him doing some of this. That's still going to continually strengthen his lats. And we're going to get him neat, so I'm going to get him holding something between his feet to stop this issue going on here. The more of that he does, the neater he's going to get in his kip, the better he's going to find it to recycle. Remember, this knee bending now and the feet coming apart, that's lost energy, and that lost energy will probably get him those extra reps.